Welcome to Unfiltered
I
with
do my
Roxy.
hair talk, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Unfiltered with Roxy. I'm so glad to be with everyone today. So, guess what? I just turned 48 years old. That was dramatic because it's a lot. 48 is a big number. It's a number that I always thought was just over the hill, but we're here now. And what I've realized is I've learned a lot of stuff in my 48 years. So, what I did, I wrote out a list of 48 ish things that I've learned on my road to 48. One of the things that I did when I was editing, I have a Substack, so it's also on there, but it's 48-ish because I realized that it's more than 48 things. And even as I'm talking to you now, there are other things that I need to add to the list. So we're going to have a part 2 to that. But today I wanted to go over some of my list. So my name is Roxana Feenster, and I am the host of Unfiltered with Roxy, where we dive into all things on the path to self-discovery. And for today, my 48-ish list, we're going to go through about 7 of those items, and hopefully you will also give me feedback. Thank you for my 19 followers. I am so glad that I'm actually sharing a part of myself and you guys are part of that. So I appreciate you. One of the things that is great about writing this list is a lot of times I get down, and I know other people get down as well, on why are they going through stuff? Why am I going through this? Why is this happening to me? So one of the things with this list, the why is really important. Why did I go through these things? So why did I write the list? To help other people who are going through the same thing. So that way we can have like a cheat code. We can have like a supersonic button that will help us supersede, supercharge, go through with some kind of ease the hard things that we're going through. So one of the things that I kind of implemented in my life is making sure that I'm not just going through things for no reason. With this list, a lot of the things that are on the list are because I went through blood, sweat, and tears to figure out the answer of what am I supposed to be learning right now and how can I make sure that I don't ever have to do this again. So I have even a whole list of my tips, or not tips, but my lessons that we went over. So I want you to progress in life and go through things with ease. That's why I think it's really important for all of us to have that list and share them often. Share the things that you went through that got you caught up so someone else doesn't have to go through that. Just saying. So one of the things that I really dive into is some of the quotes that I love. And I didn't go into too much background, but I just simply had to share one of my favorite quotes, which is, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. And where that quote came from originally is from Zig Ziglar, but from my years of body pump. And as you imagine, when you're a fitness instructor, you are motivating people, you are having to get them through some really hard times. Because if you have a heavy bar over your head, you want to be able to do that 8 times, 4 times throughout the body pump track. So it's really important to motivate people to push them past what their comfort zone is. And when I was learning body pump, my first track, if you listen to my other podcast, was Set Fire to the Rain. And it was like a souped up version of, I can't remember the singer's name, but the song was really high paced, very heavy bar. The bar is over your head several times throughout the track. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you, is what the instructor said. And that stuck with me because I knew if I didn't keep challenging myself, I would not have been strong enough to go through the next level. And actually, I printed it out. Yeah, oops, I have it here to show you. So this, I had it printed out on a poster. Hopefully you guys can see it. The blur is on, but we can take the blur off, but I don't know how to do that while I'm talking. So I'm just going to leave it, but I did get it printed out. I even have like little paper everywhere that I've worked. I've had little paper images of it stuck up because it's always like through those hard times at work. And actually, once I was going through a hard time with my mom having brain cancer, it really got me through some tough times. Like if life is not challenging me, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to get better. I'm not going to progress. And that's really what I held on to. So I love this quote. It says daily motivation on here, and it really means a lot to me. And that's one of the items on my list. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. So please, hopefully, you'll learn that you're going through these things because you have to have that pressure. You have to have that pounding to refine you and to get the junk out. I mean, I would not have gotten to where I am now if I did not hold on to that. Like a lot of times Christian people think that it's just scriptures that can motivate you, but no, it's like different books, different things will touch us at different times. And that's definitely a quote that has changed my life. So, just looking at my notes here, one of the things that I also learned about, this is number one on here, is no is a complete sentence. And I think that it's still taking me a little bit to learn what that actually means. What does it actually mean to have no be a complete sentence? Sometimes I sit here and procrastinate doing things, procrastinate responding to people when it's like, I should have just said no. Like, I didn't have the capacity to do something. Like if it's, I recently stopped working in an office part time and I have a few clients, and sometimes I can rearrange things and do things quickly, but other times I can't. And when I procrastinate and not say that I can't, it just makes it worse. It's like a whole mental mind game. So it's like, no, I can't do it, and let that be a complete sentence. Or like, let's say you have a family member ask you to do something and you really don't have time to do it. Well, you could save yourself and that family member so much time by just saying no, because that is okay. Like, no, I can't help you. I can't. When my kids were small, it was a lot of picking up, dropping off, picking up, dropping off. And even though sometimes that would be easy for me, sometimes it wasn't, to add an extra kid or add an extra stop. So we have to just make sure that we're really truthful with those events when they come up, that no is a complete sentence. It's totally fine. And yeah, that's it. So you are your own rescue team. You can't wait for somebody else to come and rescue you because no one else is coming. No one else cares what you're going through. And yes, they may care, but really the government is not going to come and rescue you. There's no extra program out there that's going to come and put a little do a little sprinkle on. This is the top for my thing here, but no one's going to be able to help us but us. Ourself can help ourselves. Our community can help our own community. So there's no one out there that's going to save us. And we need to really, really, really make sure that we're mindful of that. Like, not to get into this idea that someone is going to come and rescue us. Even sometimes that does happen, and that's awesome, but just not to have that be like a message that we always think about. Because I think about how for a while I just was like, I guess, in a Cinderella complex. I remember that when that was a thing that went around. I'm not even sure I understand all that means. But anyways, like just thinking someone's going to come and rescue me and save me. And it's like, no, you have to go through the steps of, like, if I had overspent, I would expect my husband to help me, which sometimes I still do. But it's like I had to get broken out of that because that's not a good practice to have. Like, I need to make sure that I'm making decisions where I can save myself. I don't need a whole bunch of saving because I made the right steps. Now, if you're really in trouble, yes, please ask your family member for help. Recently, and I talk about this on in my Substack, I had gotten through a lot of procrastinating to pay, and that's one of also another thing that's on my list. So maybe we'll do those at the same time. So you're your own rescue team and don't procrastinate. So these both tie in together. And with the not procrastinate, I had procrastinated paying a lot of Easy Pass tolls. Anyways, got out of hand. I mean, the fines alone were in the thousands. In Maryland, where I am, will keep your registration hostage. So it came to a point where I was drowning, I was depressed, I wasn't sleeping. That's all I could think about. And then it's like I had other bills, so it just was ridiculous. So I ended up having to ask for help. And even though that was really hard for me to do, it's like I had to do that. I had to learn not to keep pushing off the things that I had to do and that it's okay to ask for help. And guess what? It's people that want to help you. They are wondering, why didn't this person ask me for help? So make sure that's what you're doing. Make sure you're asking for help if you need help. So, yeah. So, no is a complete sentence. You are your rescue team. Do not procrastinate. Do whatever you need to do the day. If you can do it today, it's a Bible scripture in Proverbs. Don't procrastinate. Whatever you can do today, do it today. If you can give your neighbor money and you like basically are like, oh no, I'll just give it to him tomorrow. That's not good for us. That's not a good omen for us. That's not a good, wise thing to do. So, also, what I've learned, you are your ancestors' wildest dream. For a long time, I thought, just from my background in church and stuff, that thinking about your ancestors and even trying to connect with them was demonic. It was something that was not, that was frowned upon. And recently, I've gone through so many, I guess not trainings, but examples, talks, people talking to me as well, just saying about talking about my ancestors. And recently, like maybe 2 days ago from filming this, it's a little bit after my birthday. I had met with someone, and this lady and I were missing each other on the Zoom. Like I was on one Zoom link, she was on the other Zoom link, and I was like, "Oh, you know what? It's fine. Maybe I'll just meet with her another day," because already we were confused about what day it was supposed to be. But we met with each other anyway, and she was there patiently waiting for me. It was like 5, 6 minutes had gone by. She didn't hang up or anything. She listened to my spiel. I was telling her about something that I wanted to share with her about a client that has a couple of projects coming up. And she listened. She was graceful. She was like, yes, we're going to be able to partner. But I feel that I have to ask you a few things. And I was like, okay. But I was so glad she took that time to do that. She asked me about my name. It gave me space to talk about my mom and also about my ancestors and that my ancestors were with me. And she talked to me about it in such a beautiful and touching way. Like I'll never forget that. I'll always remember that in my DNA has answers to problem, has ideas that are so great and so big that I think they're mine and I'm so smart, but no, they were things that my ancestors couldn't do and they have downloaded to me to move forward. Like how beautiful is that? It was such a touching moment for me. So just remembering that you are your ancestors' wildest dream and they are with you. They are moving forward with you, even to the point where I had went to a brunch in the spring, and one of the ladies was a midwife, and she talked about how she didn't know that birth could be something peaceful and beautiful, and that how her ancestors had showed up for her in a real way and was giving her peace and calm. And I was like, wow, like I wish I understood stuff like that, where a lot of times where I was really lonely and really just wanting family because it was just my mom and my aunt when I was growing up. And my sister was with her dad. So it was just like I wish that I had known that my ancestors thought I was special and that they were with me. Enjoy your food. I really love this one because one of the things that I had realized after my mom died is a lot of her recipes, I didn't take time to learn them. And most of them I can recreate that were really my favorites, and that were really my husband and my kids' favorites. But some of them, I remember asking my younger sister, who was always home with my mom, helping her cook and bake stuff. And I said, oh, Christina, can you tell me the recipe for mom's potato salad? And she was like, I actually don't know. I never paid attention. I was there and I guess I could, but yeah, no, I don't know it. And I was like, yeah, I was there too. And I don't know them. But one of the memories behind this is I remember my mom making me a big, huge platter of potato salad. And her potato salad had, she's from Panama City, Panama, and it has peas, it has carrots, it has onions, it has egg, potato and other stuff in different amounts than what people are probably used to, but everyone loves it. And I don't have her recipe. So when she had asked me when I believe she knew she was dying and she was making potato salad for me. I didn't know she was dying, but she made me this potato salad, put her heart and soul in it. And I remember just being like, oh, I'll taste it, Mom. But, I'm really not eating potato salad. I'm on a diet. I'm on a diet. Like, what? It's just so dumb. I should have just ate the potato salad. I do remember tasting it, but it wasn't like I enjoyed it like full fledged, like when you're eating something and you're just eating it and you're doing like a little dance. Yeah, I didn't do that. And I know, I don't know, because I even do that for my family now. Like when I want them to be happy, I'll make them their favorite dish and I expect them to be like, oh my God, it was so good and start dancing or whatever it is. But so eat whatever you want, enjoy it in moderation, especially from people we love, because they're not always going to be there. Ooh, dress like you love yourself. So, one of the things that as a fitness trainer and when I was a wellness coach, people love keeping stuff that did not fit them. For what reason? I don't know. I guess we love torturing ourselves, but it would be like, oh, well, I have clothes, but I'm not buying new clothes because, well, I don't want to have to buy new clothes and then, you're going to need even newer clothes after you lose all your weight. Anyways, but my thing is, you will feel good once you have your nice workout clothes, your nice work clothes. Like when you feel good, you just show up differently. And that's part of your self care. So, getting dressed in the morning, especially after COVID, gives just a different energy and space. And this has a lot to do with working with an executive director that loved to dress well. And she said everyone should have a capsule wardrobe, something that is like the basic, and then you build up from that. And I just took what she said and was like, yeah, I need to make sure that I have clothes that I can go anywhere in. Yes, it's basic black slacks, a shirt, and then I can have a blazer. I can add this. I have different shoes. But that really helped me because then it's like it's comfortable clothes that I like. I look good in them and I don't have this thing of, oh, I can't show up because I can show up. I have the clothes. I may need an extra top or a belt but I have those things to mix and match in there. And also with my gym stuff, I realized I had been buying Old Navy stuff forever and it really did do well for me, but then they like changed the cut of some things and the materials. So I couldn't figure out like what was what. My belly was hanging out when I was working out, like my sides are hanging out. So I was like, and I did a body comp change. So I said, I need to make sure that I'm investing in my workout clothes. I don't want to be at the gym and pulling down and pulling up. So we have new workout clothes from Nordstrom. I'm a Nordstrom girl. My husband loves Nordstrom. So I bought like two bras. I bought a Nike bra and I bought a Zell bra. And I was like, I don't have money for the other stuff, but I'm going to buy these. Oh, and I bought one more shorts. I bought a shorts because the one that I have bought from TJ Maxx was not the right cut, like for what I wanted to do, because if I want to do strength training, I need things that have coverage. I don't want my butt cheeks hanging out. I don't want my backside hanging out. So I had to make sure it was a certain cut. So I do recommend, like, if you don't want to spend all that money, go to TJ Maxx, go to Marshall's, try on the stuff until you know the brand, do some squats in them to make sure that you like them and purchase them. But for Nordy's, I have bought these two bras. I brought some shorts, and guess what? For my birthday, my husband had bought me some pieces. I was so happy because it was like I also had a leap of faith that I needed to buy better stuff, and the Lord gifted me with that. Yes, through my husband, but he knew what I wanted and what I needed. So that's like a lesson to us all. Like, get the stuff that you need. Treat yourself, invest in yourself. You will show up the way you're supposed to. Then you don't have to worry about, oh, well, when I deadlift, I don't want to, I can't deadlift today actually because I didn't wear the right things, or whatever it is. We need to make sure that we're showing up the way that really we feel comfortable in showing up, because that's when we're going to show up the best. Rest is sacred. And I don't think I really realized that as much until year 40. because I used to be the person who would stay up late, especially if there was projects. I remember one executive director I had was like toxic. If you were off of work, that meant that you just had to work extra. Like you can't just be off. And so I learned a lot of bad habits. I would stay up late to finish things. And especially if I knew we were short staffed and there wasn't a lot of people to do the work. And it's like, you can't say that it's going to be a lot. So you just stay up late to do it because I also have other chores and I have my own life and then the work stuff. So a lot of times I just felt so tired. And I remember being like, sleep is for babies. I'm going to go out. I'm going to do this, work out. But now I even had a different revelation of rest because I was listening to Dr. Leaf. She's on YouTube, but many years ago, she did a lot of talks around brain health. And now she actually has she has her YouTube. I guess since COVID, a lot of people have really, then their trainings are more accessible. And one of the things that she was talking about today as I was on my walk was how our brains are only made to be ultra focused, high capacity 90 minutes. After that, once we're on one task for longer than that, effectiveness, like what we're producing, goes down. And not only that, every minute we stay after that, it exhausts us to the point where you can't really do anything after. And a lot of days when I'm like, oh, I got so much done, I can't even go work out. I can't clean my house. I can't, or not even clean the whole house, just whatever little stuff I wanted to do, which is mostly like maybe cook a healthy meal for myself. So that just makes me think like we really need to make sure 90 minutes, take a break, go do something else, go work out, go wash your clothes. And I had someone tell me that, oh, I don't like once I'm working, I just do that throughout the day and I don't do a whole bunch of other stuff in between. And I was just like, I know it was a dig on me, but I just also was like, well, that's good for you that you're an older person and you could just go all day high intensity. Good for you. Not good for me. Not good for normal people because that's what the research said. That was the whole point of me bringing in Dr. Leaf. Research says after 90 minutes, you're not going to be high performing. Your performance actually goes down. And not only that, it's taking so much energy for you to do other things. That's when you see people like, I'm just so exhausted. I sat at the computer all day. I didn't even drink my water. I didn't go. So make sure you're getting your rest. Rest is so important for our brains. And sleep is not for babies, it's for everyone. Everyone loves a good nap. Don't disappear from your own story. I love this one because for a lot of years I refused to take pictures. And you know where I learned this from? My mama. Because when I would look through for her for pictures, it was kind of hard for me to find them. And I realized like we have all these hangups about so many things. And one of the hangups that she had was she was too big for the pictures. She didn't have her right clothes on. So it's like that also ties into how we show up and making sure that we're dressed the way that we want to be dressed and take that time to treat ourselves. And that's part of self care. Showing up with your lotion, showing up with your makeup, if you want to, showing up with the clothes that make you feel and look your best. So don't disappear from your own stories. Take the pictures, get yourself together before you leave. And when you have little ones, we all know that it's a lot, but just having the clothes that make you feel comfortable. Have your little glotion on. I love glotion from L'Oreal. Just having those little things that help you feel and look your best. So hopefully you can share with me your lessons. It doesn't have to be a whole list, but just think about some of the things that really taught you a lot in your life. We go through so many things. We learn so many things. And we're not always like easy on ourselves to know that. We'll just be like, oh, well, I'm not as far as I need to be and all this bad stuff. But it's like, I've been through a lot. I've been through hell and back. And most of the things that I've been through, people can't even imagine the things that people have said to you, the things that people have done to you. You know, the things that you've done to yourself and been hard on yourself and still yet you overcame it to come here to this place. I was working in my garden today and I realized like weeds are just terrible. But one of the things that I realized with my rose garden is people think that plants are so hard to take care of, and the rose, because it's so delicate and so beautiful, that it's so easy to die. No, my roses were getting choked out by weeds. The sun was burning them, and they still were trying to produce flowers, y'all. So, in all that, like all the stuff that I neglected it, the environment was trying to snuff it out and kill it. It still was trying to make roses. You are a rose. I'm a rose. Like the Lord, it has us, and we're going through all these things, and people are doing all these things in the environment, natural disaster, all these things are happening to us in our workplace, things are happening to us. Yet, here we are, still showing up, still being amazing. So, hopefully, you will share a few of your life lessons, and maybe you'll even come on the podcast with me one day. That'll be awesome. So, whether you're 28 or 78, I hope that today's episode touched you and that you will share this with someone who needs it. And it'll remind you that you're an amazing person that has learned a lot of lessons and that's been through a lot, and that your ancestors and I are still rooting you on. So, have an awesome week. I hope to also do a lot more of my lessons through the podcast and also through my daily walks that I've been trying to get my shorts up. So I appreciate my followers. Thank you guys so much for thinking the content is good and important enough to spend time on. I love all of y'all. I'm going to be praying for you that you have an awesome week. And remember, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Bye.